Hello there, it's Lee from Lee Brogan DIY and Home Maintenance. Today I'm at a property which needed a few bits and pieces doing. The first job was remove a shower screen and a bath panel. Now when I removed the bath panel, I noticed there were no isolator valves. Because I get paid for the day, I could have left early or could spend an extra 10 minutes putting them in. So we decided to put them in. Here we are again. We've got pipe work running through, we've got a leaky tap there and a bit of an issue with the shower. The problem is, you'll notice there is no way of isolating that. So we've taken the clips off, they'll go back in a minute. None of this rubbish is mine, I have to say. I'll probably clear it up. All you need for this job, so to do this we need screwdriver, plastic pipe cutter, tape measure, lever, small lever isolator valves, bit of jet lube, which is for inside the fittings, bit of PTFE, and a couple of spanners. Oh yeah, I've got two. There you go. Two spanners, that's it, that's all you need. Customers turn the water off, so this will only have residual water in from here and what's laying in the pipe down there. Two things to remember before cutting the pipe. One, have you filled the kettle up? Two, have you had a wee? They're covered, so onward and upward I suppose. This is definitely worth having a go yourselves indoors. It's not a difficult job, especially with plastic pipe. Your only expense is going to be buying the tools you need. Shears are probably the only thing you'll have to buy. Anyway, so we get the pipe, cut about an extra 10mm out to allow for the fitting to go in. What we then did was put the olive and the nut on the pipe, PTFE'd around the olive, which is something I always do, and that's on another video. I'll explain more why I do that. A bit of jointing compound on the inside of the fitting. There you go. Put some more PTFE around that. Put the nuts back. Tighten them up, hand tight. Then we put the spanners on. Now, if you've not done this before, you don't have to over tighten the pipe. You just have to get it sort of hand tight and then maybe a quarter of a turn. Make sure that if you're using plastic, you also use inserts, because that stops the pipe crushing and distorting, keeps it perfectly round so that you get a decent seal. Same deal on the next pipe. Cut it, cut another 10mm out of it. Olives and nuts on first, PTFE the olives, get the fitting, put some jointing compound inside the fitting. Again, there's a video to see that. Do them up hand tight, and then a quarter of a turn over the top just to nip them up to make sure they're okay. I've got a towel there to catch any water, and the other reason for the towel is I want the floor to be perfectly dry so that when I finish and I've turned the valves on, any leakage, seepage I can see immediately. So there you go, that's all in. We get the customer to turn it on. I hang on, that's under pressure now, and then I'll turn them on to make sure that it's not leaking from either side. There's the screen that's come out. We cheese wired that out, and the reason we cheese wired that out was because there's no damage to the tile, and also it can be resold at a later date. Siliconed in the bath panel, that's all lovely jubbly. With the removal of the screen, now the customer's got a bathroom which is a little bit bigger and tidy, which is exactly what he wanted. This is the second part of the job. We're out now putting some shelves up. Now I've done this video again, couple of tips and bits and pieces. If you want to try this indoors yourself, you don't need a handyman, you just need a spirit level and a few bits and pieces and tools wise. You'll notice I've marked the wall. That is for the top of the shelf. Now once I've marked the wall, I will get the brackets and I'll put them on independently, one at a time, and only one screw. I don't drill both holes. That way I can be absolutely 100% sure that they're level. You also saw me there running around that little screen, that little screen. That was my tester to make sure I'm not going to hit any wires or any pipe work, because obviously that would be a travesty. I wouldn't like that, and I'm sure the customer wouldn't appreciate it either. So here we go. Drill the first hole, get the hoover, make sure you suck out all the dust before you put it in. Put your first raw plug in, get your spirit level up, and then rather than measuring, I use my spirit level to make sure that the bracket is right. Again, a single hole, make sure it's level. You notice I've turned the bracket to the side there. I marked the wall, drilled the second hole, so now the brackets, because they're part of the feature of the shelves, they're all level and they look nice. Little bit of a discussion over where we want the second one.
Again, we mark the wall for the height of the shelf, drop it down at 50mm, which would then incorporate the width of the shelf. They're big bits of timber, those. And exactly the same deal again. One hole, one raw plug, one screw. Get the first one in, get the second one level. Once you're 100% sure they're level, each time I use my spirit level to make sure that the holes are in line, so everything lines up at the end. You'll see the finished picture. Half of it is the brackets. Well pleased with that. The biggest bit that annoyed me here, after reading the instructions and looking at all the details, it told me to use an 8mm bit. Well, I drilled an 8mm hole and the first raw plug and screw I put in were flopping around. It was dreadful. So it's actually a 7mm bit. Now what I'd recommend you guys do before you put your shelves up, look at your instructions and then make sure you drill 1mm smaller. It's easy to go back in that hole and make it the 8mm than it is to mess around like I did. Obviously, because I do this quite a lot, I had a large selection of raw plugs in the back of my van, so I threw the first one away and replaced it with a raw plug that was appropriate and gave a decent enough fixing, because these were heavy shelves. Hopefully you picked up some tips and you'll be doing this yourselves indoors. Thanks for watching.